Once upon a time, in a tranquil village, there resided an assiduous farmer. His routine was somewhat peculiar. Can you guess what it was? Each day, as the sun made its presence known, his journey to the far-off springs would begin, accompanied by 2 hefty pots. These pots, hanging from a firm stick over his shoulder, though alike in size, had different capabilities. The first pot was immaculate, never losing drop of water on the trek home. The second, however, was marred by an unfortunate crack, leaving a trail of water droplets in its wake, only halfway full upon reaching home. This daily routine had been consistent for a span of 2 years. The flawless pot, filled with pride, accomplished its purpose each day, transporting water to the farmer's abode. But the flawed pot felt a different emotion. Can you guess what made this pot special? It was filled with a sense of guilt and shame. It saw its imperfection as a failure, thinking it was disappointing the farmer with its inability to carry a full load of water. The pot's distress amplified as the days its heart weighed down by guilt. It acknowledged the farmer's hard work, the early morning trips, the long walks to the springs, and thought it was wasting the farmer's efforts. The flawed pot saw its imperfection as a deficiency, a flaw that was wasting precious water and the farmer's time. So why do you think the flawed pot felt this guilt and shame? As the days passed, the broken pot felt that it was failing the farmer, not living up to its intended purpose, and this thought filled it with a relentless sense of despair and embarrassment. The burdened pot could no longer suppress the weight of its guilt. "I must come clean," it began, its words quivering with embarrassment. "I possess a defect, a leak that has, for the past 2 years, caused me to lose half of the water you tirelessly gather." The pot's confession echoed heavily in the still air, a harsh acknowledgement of its inadequacy. "I've let you down," it concluded softly. "I apologize for squandering your efforts." The farmer absorbed these words, his face uninterpretable. Then, after a brief pause, he responded, not with annoyance, but with an intriguing request. "Tomorrow," he instructed, "as we embark on our usual route, I wish for you to observe the blossoms along trail." The pot, though confused, nodded in compliance, its conscience burdened with regret. The farmer advised kindly, "Take note of the beautiful blooms on our journey home, dear pot." On the following day, the fractured pot heeded the farmer's counsel. It embraced the splendor of the journey, discovering joy in the vibrant flowers lining their path. Yet, it was overcome with a sense of disheartenment upon their return home. The farmer, wearing a knowing smile, proffered a distinct outlook. Can you guess what might have been? The shattered vessel now held a fresh revelation of its value. It had grown to accept its defects and imperfections as distinguishing features. But how can we identify the hidden potential within our own shortcomings? How can we appreciate others, not in spite of their flaws, but owing to them? Let's delve deeper into this. A transformation had occurred. The pot, which was once overflowing with disgrace and remorse, was now filled with pride and a sense of purpose. It had discovered that its imperfection, the very aspect it had so embarrassed about, was actually a fountain of delight and charm. This is the heart of narrative today. Just like the shattered vessel, every one of us has flaws, imperfections that we sometimes perceive as inadequacies, lackings. We might believe we're not sufficient, not clever enough, not robust enough. But what if, instead of viewing these as shortcomings, we regarded them as distinctive traits that make us unique? The farmer in our anecdote grasped this. He recognized that the broken pot with its leak was one of a kind. Rather than tossing it aside, he spotted an opportunity. He sowed seeds along the trail on the shattered pot's side, aware that the pot would nourish them daily. In doing so, the pot transformed a barren path into a blossoming trail of magnificence. This is an influential lesson for all of us. Our imperfections, our flaws, they're not something to feel embarrassed about. They're something to celebrate. They shape our identity. They make us distinctive. They present us with to craft something beautiful, something significant. Isn't this what life's all about? It's about utilizing what we possess, our skills, our flaws, our experiences, and turning them into something impactful. It's about appreciating the allure in our imperfections and the hidden potential within our inadequacies. It's about acknowledging the worth in not despite their flaws, but owing to them. So the next time you find yourself identifying with shattered vessel, recollect this story. Remember that your value is not determined by your perfection, but by your singularity. Bear in mind that your flaws are not inadequacies. But bear in mind, even a shattered vessel can attain more worth than a flawless one. when its unique attributes are celebrated.
What's your next step towards greatness? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's inspire each other to reach new heights. Until next time, keep striving, keep growing, and keep believing in the power of your dreams.